Hi everyone, welcome back to the Tippinggods channel. It's great to have your support and we thank you for that. Today is Tuesday the 18th of May and we're going to have a quick look at our feature golf tip for this week, and as always that golf tip is already on our social media platforms and the links to those platforms are below in the description of this video. So without further ado, our feature tip, of course we have to tip in the major coming up this week, the US PGA Tour tournament, the US PGA Championship. Obviously COVID has moved schedules around. This is predominantly always a July, August, very hot, very sticky conditions in America, being brought forward to I guess a more pleasant mid to late spring slot on the schedule this year. And to be honest, the players are going to need every comfort they can find this week because they're playing at the Kiowa Island course, the ocean course, which there's no really soft way to say this except this course is ridiculously hard. Why? Well, forget for a moment the past 72. How about we concentrate on the 7,876 yard golf course? Now, this is bonkers. I think, the world's gone mad. We're now pushing out towards 8,000 yards. This is, as you would expect, the longest championship course on history. And that would be bad enough, of course, with, I think, over 7 holes or over 6 holes with 500 yards or more. That's crazy enough. But then when you throw in the conditions, this is a links-style golf course, Pete Dye design, which, there's always going to be a bit of a quirk on that. But essentially, this is on the links ground just outside South Carolina on Kiowa Island. So, the weather is going to be a huge factor. There is wind expected during the course of the week. So, the 7,600 yards is, well, it could be anything, and holes that you're hitting 3-iron into one day could turn the wind and you'll be hitting 8-iron into the next. But there's no way to look at this other than a brutal test that would make some US Open Championship courses look like a pitch and putt. The length is one thing, the rough is up, the wind is going to be there, the driving areas of most of the holes are certainly just under tour average in regards to width and size. The greens to accommodate the weather conditions at this course are enormous in length. A lot of long skin, anything up to 40 to 50 yards in length. As you would expect, that means there's a lot of tables on these greens, a lot of positions on these greens for the pins, which means if you underclub or overclub, not only would you have a horrendous potential up and down ahead of you, but you may have a 80-foot putt time and again. So look, quite clearly every part of a golfer's game needs to be elite this week, but if you can't find the fairway and find it long enough down the fairway, forget about it. Don't even turn up on Thursday. You haven't got a hope. You're going to be hitting sideways and then having long shots into greens just to try and save pars. You're going nowhere with that approach. So it's all about starting from the tee box. Sure, you're going to have to putt well. Sure, you're going to have to hit your irons and shape them, and that's obvious. But again, if you cannot find the fairway, if you cannot find it long enough, you're really in some strife. So we're looking for really great ball hitters, people who have that mentality within the major championships to really step up and take their game and claim this event. I do think shot making is important, of course. Again, with the weather coming in and a long, elongated greens, you are going to have to shape shots, whether it be left to right or right to left, to fit the shape and contours of these greens. So as I said before, elite ball striking from tee box to green, in my opinion, is certainly the priority this week. So who do we think is going to win? Well, you would expect it's a major tournament, very deep field, but a lot of question marks over the field as well. I mean, Dustin Johnson's now seems to be playing injured with a knee. Brooks Koepka is just coming back from that knee, hasn't hit top form yet. Jordan Spieth's showing some really good form, which is great, but, is he ready to take that up to the next level again and claim that last leg of the Grand Slam? That's obviously added pressure. Rory won again a couple of weeks ago, which is great to see him back. He did win here by 8 strokes when it was played in 2012, but he's not that player and that dominant a player now. So again, are the good memories going to come back and allow him to contend this week? There's every chance, but his form, and with only one win in something like 3 years or so, it's a hard one to really weigh up. There's a whole depth as well of some of the younger players. Morikawa's been here before, defending champion. Is he going to be able to contend under that title? Xander Schauffele, clearly had some problems around, finishing off the Masters. Has he learned from that? Is he emotionally ready to take the next step? We think he probably is, but we don't think he's the winner this week. We're actually going for another maiden Grand Slam performer or winner, and our tip this week is Jon Rahm. Now, that might not be too shocking. He's second favourite, around $15. But what we really like about John is we know he's second or third in total driving and total ball striking on the PGA Tour. We know he hits it out there at 300 plus. He's going to find enough fairways. He's got the ability to shape shots both left and right into these elongated greens. His putting is, in some ways, his weaker spot of his entire golf game. However, as I spoke before, I think the priority is really getting the ball to the green, within range to at least have a chance of birdie or secure your par. Par's a really good score this week. I think Jon Rahm, especially if the weather gets up, and his ability, from the European Tour and coming from Spain to play in adverse conditions, I think is going to hold him good stead. I also think there's an intangible. Obviously, just a new dad, coming off the Masters, he struggled a little bit, as you would expect, missed a cut, played okay last week in the top 40, but you just get the feeling he's now emotionally settled as being a new dad. He's ready to fire. His game is super solid, super consistent, top 3 in the world. As I said, one of the best ball strikers in the world, and that is why here at Tippinggods.com we are selecting Jon Rahm, $5 to win, $5 a place at least $15 or above, to give us a very good sight into this week's USPGA Championship. As always, of course, that's not the only free tip we have within the golf this week. If you want all our free tips all the time, simply log on to tippinggods.com, sign up, and we'll make sure you get all our tips in plenty of time to review and perhaps even invest if you concur with our thoughts. That aside, whatever you're investing in on the USPGA Championship this week, the Tipping Gods wish you every success. Please do stay safe and always remember to invest responsibly. Thank you.